Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am the Sovereign, and this is my court. If this is your first time in attendance, hello. Please consider hitting the subscribe button before you leave our kingdom. We are here to talk about Miss Diva India, also known as Miss Universe India. The competition is currently underway to select the new queen going to Miss Universe coming from India, and a lot of you sounded off in my comment section saying this is what you wanted to talk about. These are the ladies you wanted to see and hear and discuss, and I am here with you. Also, I wanted to let you all know this weekend I will be in Reno, Nevada, and there is a slight possibility that I may be filming a video from my hotel room, and I didn't want you guys to be surprised. I also will be vlogging the entire likely 3-part series over on the family channel where I do motorcycle vlogs and family stuff content and lots of nonsense outside of the other things that happen on this channel. So if you want to see what's going on in Reno, you can head over there. I just didn't want you guys to be surprised by, you know, my shenanigans and like, oh my God, the Sovereign's on the road? What? I'm letting you know ahead of time, okay? I might be filming from a hotel room and I don't know what's gonna happen. Thank you to all of the Indian fans who inundated my inbox and email and comment section telling me you wanted to talk about your queens. We are here to serve. And boy, did those queens serve. The Indian queens showcased on a runway just this morning, showcasing beautiful outfits, which I would wear every single one of them. All of those outfits are 100% my style. So I was just like, oh my God, they're giving me flowy fabrics and silks and colors and like any of those looks. I highly approve of all of those looks. Great job, designer, and great job, production team. I think the production for this year was much better than it was last year. Last year was fun, but we had some awkward angles and camera work that made it a bit difficult to really see the contestants. And the production team definitely did step it up this year, and I highly appreciate it. However, I do have to like sincerely critique on this one issue that really made my job hard, and I'm pretty sure it made it difficult for a lot of the fans. The way that you are going to showcase the contestants' names has to be consistent throughout the showcase, throughout the competition. If you are going to showcase them by name, you have to hold that standard. Because in some competitions, they will use like number tags on each contestant to show who is who, because I, as a foreigner, am not familiar with everybody that's on every single stage that I watch. I am in the United States and I hardly can keep up with the girls that are on my stage. So in watching these women, when the first round of runway was happening and the first outfits were happening, they were showing the ladies with their name on like the backdrop, which wasn't even consistent because who's number 13? Whoever the contestant number 13 is, you guys did her dirty. You guys did her so dirty. It was so hard for me to figure out exactly who she was because during the first runway outfit challenge, her name was not showcased. And then when it got to the second round of outfits on the runway showcase, they switched from names to numbers. So I'm over here writing down everybody's name, but on the second round, it was going by number and I didn't know anybody's number. So then I'm trying to figure out who was who and go back and forth. And I ended up having to count each contestant as they were coming out through the first showcase so that I could number them myself because you guys didn't have the numbers on during the first outfit. You have to be consistent because I could only imagine how fans are feeling trying to figure out who is who and what is what and trying to figure out who their favorites are or making their favorites list, and the numbering or identification for these ladies is inconsistent. I just have to say that was so incredibly frustrating, and it's a disservice to the girls who want their names to be known, who want the recognition. You're not making it easy for the fans to identify who their favorites are. However, you guys know that that is not going to stop me because I surely am sitting here with my top 10's favorite lists. Now, beyond the production, let's talk about the girls in general as contestants. I think this batch better understands what is expected of them as Miss Universe competitors. When it came to India as a pageant nation, they have been very focused on Miss World. And I feel like, and a lot of fans have felt like they've been leaving Miss Universe kind of in the background. But now it really seems like they're trying. It really seems like they want to be a threat, and that's coming through in the attitudes of the contestants. All of these girls, a majority of these girls have no confidence issues. They know what's expected of them. And I have to say thank you for that because confidence is the hardest thing to teach. That requires a change in mentality and that can take a significant amount of time. Luckily, a lot of these girls have a grasp on that. As a whole, the issues that I'm seeing with these contestants is just technical issues. The turns, the foot placements, the wobbles, the hands, the changing of face. Those are technical issues which any decent coach could bring out of them easily. You know, these are just minor adjustments that can be made with almost any coach you can get your hands on. This is a good thing because the quality of contestants that I'm seeing coming out of India is a viable threat for a Miss Universe crown, right? Because a lot of the time, being that India was focused so much on Miss World, their women were coming off as very docile, which isn't going to fly in a Miss Universe competition, which is all about women's empowerment. But this batch of competitors, these are empowered women. And coupled with the fact that I've said for several years that India really does send me, in my opinion, some of the most physically stunning women like ever. They have the ability to come after a Miss Universe crown. Now let's get into the fun part. My favorite top 10s list. Here you go. Now, this list honestly can easily be changed because a lot of the flaws that I see in these top 10 competitors are minor and they're technical issues. I do want to talk about my number 10, Sonal. Hopefully I can get through this without mispronouncing anybody's name, but you guys know that's kind of the fun of the game is when you get to correct me on my nonsense. Like that's kind of the fun of just YouTube, right? I mess up too. You expect it. This is part of the fun. So my number 10 is Sonal, and you can tell that she was incredibly nervous and she was trying to hold it together. Girl, I saw that lower chin, that lip quivering, and I felt so sorry for poor girl. I wanted to give her a hug because honestly, you were doing fine. You were doing fine. You were doing great. And I just wanted her to know that there is no reason for you to be nervous. I know it's weird being in front of an audience and having all these people stare at you and fighting for something that means so much to you. It is so much pressure. It's so much preparation. I totally get it. But if I can provide the comfort of letting you know you made my top 10s list, I hope that soothes your soul. Just keep working. You're actually doing really good. She was the one I had a really difficult time identifying because of the inconsistency of identifying the queens from the production company. They were going by names and then they were going by numbers and then they kept missing her name. So I didn't even know her name. And I had to use one of the Instagram accounts that follows the pageant queens to figure out who she was. Like, you got to get it together. Number 13, she is very technically good. She's actually going to struggle with bringing out more personality, a little bit more confidence on stage, a little bit more oomph. Not to say that she's necessarily not confident, but she's not giving enough spice. She's not giving enough fierce energy. She's just not giving that. She's very gentle. She's very poised. And I do believe that's why she won her, what a special award at the end of the competition was because of that grace and poise. But she's going to have to give a little bit more attitude in order to compete with her fellow competitors and also potentially compete with the Miss Universe competitors that are going to be vying for the same crown. I definitely have a bit of a thing for Ritika. Babe has attitude. She's got the confidence. She is saucy on stage. She has a little bit of extra spice, a little bit of extra sauce. And I like, my noodles with a little bit of extra sauce. I like her. I really, really like her. She wants it. And you can tell she is going to fight tooth and nail for the crown. The only thing that I'm going to say that she can work on, once again, is the technical ability. In the first round of this whole runway challenge, she stumbled at the end of the runway. And That does count. It counts, but it seems more like it was a momentary mess up, not a consistent flaw within her performance as a whole. Now, from her performance as a whole, I will say she needs to smooth out that walk. That walk is giving too much hip twist. She is thrusting it out on the sides, and it really should flow and be a bit more natural. We don't want too much Miss Grand energy, okay? Even in Miss Grand, it still might be a little bit too much. We want to smooth out the walk. We want the flow between face changes. If she can just smooth out her performance as a whole, she's going to be a very, very dangerous competitor simply because of the amount of confidence and amount of will and amount of energy she exudes on stage. She is very, very fun to watch. When I was going through my confusion because of the inconsistency with labeling the contestants, I did not need a label for who she was. Not to say she definitely, I think she came out first anyways, but either way, I would have been able to identify her simply through that performance. She gives a lot when she performs. She wants it, and it makes me want it for her. My number one spot is Aisha from Mumbai. She is not struggling. She's not struggling. When she steps on stage, it really seems so easy for her. Honestly, she comes off as very natural and untrained. And I love that. I love it when I can look at a woman and everything that she's doing seems like it is spontaneous. I cannot see her training. Her smile changes, but it flows with like a natural emotion. She'll come out happy, but then she'll have like a side smile that's kind of sly. And then she'll jump into like mouth open happiness and smiling at the audience. Like, it's so fluid. And I love it. And she genuinely seems like she's just enjoying herself on stage. Like, she really seems like she has no problem showcasing herself. Like, hello, you all came to see me. I am here. It's nice to see you. Hi, my fans. Thank you for coming today. And I'm leaving. It's so easy, and she's so nice to watch. I honestly, the only thing I have to say about her, because most of the contestants do have something to work on. Her face is glorious and she's beautiful. Like, she doesn't have to work on that, okay? The only thing that I could see with her, scam likely. You're lucky I'm on camera. I would waste your time. The only thing that I could say about her is when I was like really watching intensely for something that she could work on was the walk. She needs to work on those knees, extending the legs and being fluid with the walk. There were some struggling walks in the show. Okay. But her walk obviously isn't terrible because she's my number one, but it does need work. Lock those knees. No bent knees. Put your foot all the way out. Make it straight. The only time that knee should bend is when it has to. Other than that, pin lock knees, girls. Like, why are we still going through this? But other than that, yeah, Aisha's doing great. Her fluidity, her natural grace, her charisma, her charm is going to do her wonders on a Miss Universe stage and in front of the current judges that she is showcasing herself to. As far as a well-rounded performance goes, she is the contestant with the least amount of flaws and the most polished and ready to perform on an international stage from what I can see thus far. But you guys know things can change by the time we go to finals. Some of these girls are going to check and see who they need to beat, see what they need to work on. And I'm sure a lot of these very dedicated contestants are going to work their tails off to be number one. So I look forward to seeing what the girls bring at finals. In the comments section below, let me know what you think about the contestants vying for the Miss Universe India crown. Who are your top 5 favorites? What are the competition dates? Let me know because I currently don't know. So just send it to me or drop it in the Kingdom Discord. You guys know the links are in the description box below where you can chat with your fellow pageant fans. Let us all know when we need to be tuning in for the competition nights and finals for Miss Universe India. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. And remember, I love you and I will miss you, but you know I will be back in a future video. Bye!